The evening was supposed to be peaceful, one of those nights where the quiet feels comforting, not heavy. Emily was stretched out on the couch, idly scrolling through her phone, a small grin tugging at her lips. From across the room, I watched her linger on certain messages, stifling soft laughs and shaking her head as if someone on the other side of the screen was charming her. A knot tightened in my stomach. Trying to sound casual, I asked, "What's got you laughing like that?" She flashed me a quick smile. "Just people from work. Nothing important." But the way her fingers hovered over the screen and the little grin she kept fighting back didn't match her answer. Something felt wrong, and the uneasiness wouldn't leave. When I brought it up a second time later in the night, she rolled her eyes. "I'm not cutting off my ex just because you're feeling insecure. He's just a friend," she said with a playful flick of her hair, as if the whole thing were a joke. The words landed like ice. It wasn't jealousy that bothered me. It was how dismissive and smug she sounded, as though my feelings were some trivial inconvenience. I didn't snap back. I didn't raise my voice. I simply went quiet, letting her comment echo between us. She expected a fight, some argument she could shrug off as me being dramatic. Instead, all she got was my silence. Her carefree expression wavered. She tried to laugh it off again, though this time there was a nervous edge to it. "Seriously, don't make this into something it's not. Everything's fine." But when I really looked at her, she froze. She finally noticed something different, something steadier and sharper than anger. "I'm fine," I said calmly. "But you need to understand what happens when you ignore boundaries." Her confidence flickered. I reached into my pocket and held out my phone. On the screen was a collection of details, messages, interactions, things she thought went unnoticed. A pattern she had left in plain sight. As she scrolled, her face drained of color. Every flirtatious exchange, every little secret, every late-night chuckle she dismissed as harmless was suddenly undeniable. I didn't say a word. I let the facts speak for me. She sat there frozen, searching for an explanation that simply wasn't there. The arrogance she had worn earlier vanished instantly, replaced by a shaken awareness of what she had really been doing. "You called me insecure," I said quietly. "But this isn't insecurity. It's respect. It's boundaries. And you stepped over them." Her lips parted, but nothing came out. No excuses, no teasing, no clever remarks. Just silence. The realization settled on her like a heavy weight. She had mistaken my patience for weakness, had assumed she could brush aside everything with a laugh and a dismissive shrug. But now she was confronted with her own behavior laid bare, without yelling, without threats, without theatrics. Hours later, she barely looked at me. The carefree swagger she'd had earlier was gone, replaced by the unmistakable heaviness of reflection and regret. The power dynamic between us had shifted in a way she hadn't expected. She finally understood that boundaries aren't optional, and respect isn't something you get to ignore. I didn't need to embarrass her or make a scene. The truth alone was enough. Her regret came not from being scolded, but from seeing her actions so clearly that she couldn't hide from them. By the time she went to bed, the playful arrogance she'd carried into the room at the start of the night had completely evaporated. She knew she had misjudged me, my quiet, my patience, and her own ability to get away with things. That night, I didn't shout. I didn't fight. I simply let truth do the work. And it left a mark she'd never forget.